So, you're getting a prenup in California. Great. But before you do anything else, there's one number you absolutely have to know. It's a number that can mean the difference between a solid enforceable agreement and a completely worthless piece of paper. Let's find out what it is.
Yep, that's it. 7. And trust me, if you're tying the knot in California, this is the most important number you need to burn into your brain when you're talking prenups. So why? What's the big deal? Let's get into it.
Okay, so here's the deal. It's called the 7-day rule. It's right there in California's family code, and it creates a mandatory waiting period. Once you get that final, ready-to-sign version of the prenup, the clock starts ticking. You legally have to wait 7 full days before you can actually put your signature on it. And this isn't some old-timey law, you know? This applies to every single prenup signed on or after January 1st, 2020.
And look, the consequences here are no joke. We're not talking about a slap on the wrist. If you jump the gun and sign that thing on day 5 or even day 6, a California court is going to look at it and say, nope, invalid. Just like that. All that work, all that negotiation, poof, gone. This is not a suggestion, folks. It's a hard and fast rule.
So you're probably thinking, okay, 7 days. Why? Seems a little random, right? Well, it's not. California put this rule in place for some very, very good reasons. Think of it as a safeguard, one that's built on what I like to call the 4 pillars of a fair agreement. So what are these big goals? First up, it's all about preventing coercion and duress, right? No more of those high-pressure, last-minute signings. Second, it's about making sure there's informed consent. It gives you actual time to read it, think about it, and really understand what you're agreeing to. Third, it encourages a real, fair negotiation, not just one person handing down a decree. And finally, it's about legal compliance, making the whole thing much more likely to actually stand up in court if it ever needs to.
But here's the thing. That 7-day rule, as important as it is really just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. It's part of a whole legal vibe in California that demands fairness, honesty, and transparency. And trust me, there are plenty of other pitfalls that can sink your prenup just as fast. Think of it this way. On one side, you've got everything that makes a prenup totally rock solid. You know, fair terms, a completely voluntary agreement, and total financial honesty. But on the other side, you've got these legal landmines just waiting to blow the whole thing up. Things like unconscionable terms, signing under duress, and of course, hiding assets. Let's dig into what those really mean.
Okay, let's talk about signing under duress. This quote, this is the textbook example. Just picture it. The wedding is in 2 days. Your family and friends have flown in from all over, and then you get this ultimatum. Sign this prenup right now, or I'm calling the whole thing off. I mean, can you imagine the pressure? A signature you give under those circumstances is not voluntary, it's coerced. And a court will see right through it and throw that agreement out. This is exactly the kind of nightmare scenario the 7-day rule was created to stop.
Beyond that kind of pressure, there are 2 other huge risks. First, what the lawyers call unconscionable terms. Basically, that means the agreement is just so ridiculously one-sided, so unfair, that a judge would look at it and say, no way, this is morally offensive. And the second one, and this is a biggie, is failing to disclose your finances. Honesty is everything here. If you're hiding some secret offshore bank account or a mountain of debt, the entire agreement is based on a lie, and it can, and likely will, be voided.
All right, so we've talked a lot about the what not to do's. Let's flip the script and talk about the solution. How do you actually get this done the right way? It really all comes down to one thing: planning. A clear, practical timeline is your absolute best friend for creating a valid agreement and avoiding all that last-minute chaos.
Here it is. This is your blueprint for success. Ideally, you want to start this whole conversation 3 to 6 months before the wedding. Seriously. That gives you plenty of breathing room to talk about the terms, get all your financial docs together without rushing. Then, the goal is to have everything wrapped up, negotiated, and signed about 1 to 3 months before the big day. See how that easily builds in that mandatory 7-day wait? That way, when your wedding day arrives, this is all done. It's in the rearview mirror, and you can just focus on celebrating.
But I know what some of you are thinking right now. My wedding is next month. What do I do? And yeah, that's a really high-stakes question, because unfortunately, the law doesn't really care about our procrastination. So, what are your actual options? Okay, if you're really up against the clock and just can't meet that 7-day deadline, you basically have 2 choices, and they're both pretty major. Option 1, postpone the wedding. I know, that's a huge deal, but it lets you hit the brakes, reset, and do the prenup the right way. Option 2, you get married as planned, and then you create what's called a post-nuptial agreement, or a postnup.
It's basically the same kind of contract, it's just signed after you're legally married.
So we've gone through all these rules, these timelines, these legal landmines. What's the big takeaway here? What's the golden rule you should walk away with? Well, it's actually about something much deeper than just ticking a legal box.
Here's the thing. Following the 7-day rule and all these principles of fairness, it's not just about making a document legally sound. It's about how you start your marriage. A good prenup isn't a weapon you use to get an advantage over your partner. It's a tool for building a transparent, honest financial foundation for your life together. In a way, the whole process is a test of your ability to communicate and be fair with each other.
And that really leaves us with one final, crucial question to think about. Whether you're just starting this journey or maybe reevaluating your plan, you have to ask yourself this. Is the prenup you're creating built on a foundation of fairness, of transparency, of mutual respect, or is it built on a foundation of risk? Because the answer to that question, well, that's going to determine everything.